Cousins yesterday and said both players are unlikely to suit up for Game 1 on Thursday. The Warriors are a perfect 5-0 since KD went down with a calf strain. Former Warrior Matt Barnes is still with us. So, Matt, in your opinion, what is going on with KD?
This was a serious injury that I think they tried to downplay, to kind of keep teams preparing for KD and then to kind of keep the buzz off him possibly missing the rest of the playoffs. I've had a similar injury, and it took me a month to get back.
What did you call it? A calf
tear?
Strain?
I had a strain. Yeah, I had a small tear in it, but it was mostly a strain. These take a while, and they're a tricky injury to the fact of you don't know if you're ready until you really go. You can, because I say you can simulate your movements when you're working out, but in the game you're moving on instinct, and it's like a hamstring or like a groin. Until you get out there, you don't know how healthy you are.
Did you re-injure it?
No, luckily I was able. It was in the preseason, or excuse me, going into the season, so I had time to it wasn't rushed. But like I said, I think this is more serious than they made it out to be, and I think the players are planning on KD not being back. Obviously, if he comes back towards the end, that would be amazing. But I think their focus right now is we're going to have to do it for him instead of with him.
I agree with you. I'd be shocked, Skip, if he plays in the finals because I believe the injury was more severe. And even Steve Kerr alluded to after the fact that the injury is more serious than we thought. I believe he has a tear in that. And how serious is the tear will determine how long he's out. So I believe that he's going to be out for the very foreseeable future. I don't read anything with him not traveling because I think that's for rehab purposes, Skip, because, standing up, getting up and down, sitting down, having to move suddenly if someone comes towards the bench, that only is going to re-aggravate it. But I can tell you what doesn't have a tear, his thumbs. His thumbs are working just fine, aren't they, Matt? Because he sure don't have a problem tweeting.
He's got to rest up.
I still have a problem with the fact that he's not there at all for them. You can still walk around on a calf strain or tear. You know you can walk, and it's not terrible as long as you just.
Well, sometimes you don't travel to, in situations like that, you wouldn't normally travel away games. And then I know for the home games, he has been there because he's been in the back and he's been in the hallway.
But, he hadn't been out on the bench.
Yeah, you could take that how you, I don't think the players care at all. Like I said, it's bigger than that. They're not worried about the small kind of conversations we're having. Should he be on the bench or not? They want him to get healthy. He wants to get healthy, but it's not abnormal for a player not to be on the bench.
DeMarcus Cousins has been there. Every second, every step. He was there for the celebration after they got to the finals again.
He's a new guy.
He
had never done that before.
He ain't never been to the playoffs before.
Right.
Yeah. So KD's like, been there, done that. Hey, when this calf is healthy, I'll be back out there.
Okay. So there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of reading into this situation that maybe he did tear his Achilles tendon. I just can't. I try to wrap my head around it, but what happens when you tear your Achilles tendon. I don't know if you never had it. Okay. It literally rolls up your leg, and if you don't fix it, reattach it within the first 3 days, it starts to atrophy, and if you wait too long, if you waited all the way through the finals to fix it, you can walk around fine. You can still limp around, but again, it's going to the ligament is going to die, and you're going to have to use a cadaver ligament to reattach. And for a professional basketball player, especially the best player on the planet, you probably don't want to mess with that.
Right.
So is it possible he quietly, secretly had Achilles reattachment surgery? I say no way. It would have leaked. Don't you think?
Yeah.
He wouldn't be up on it either.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be in the hallway.
So.
He wouldn't,
I don't think so. But again, it looked to us like it was an Achilles rupture. It was classic. It just looked, but again, could it be a calf, small tear, some kind of tear? I'm with you. Once that happened, you're done. You're shut down, and you were gone for how long?
A month. But you can tell by he hasn't been on the court yet. So it's not like he's going to magically come on the court Tuesday and be able to play Thursday, a situation like that. Like, this is something you have to test, you have to warm. You're not going to be able to jump back out there. So I said, I think the team is planning on doing it for him instead of with him.
When you tore yours, were you able to do any cardio?
No.
Oh,
that's what I told you. You can't, no bike or nothing, because it's just...
To me, you can bike.
With one leg?
No, you can bike with 2 legs.
No.
I know. I've had this. Trust me. But I'm a distance
I think
runner.
it depends on the grade and the severity of it.
And you can definitely swim, but I don't expect him to be swimming. I just don't.
I'm sure there's things he can do. They have the chambers and all the underwater stuff.
Well, they got the UB. They got the bike that you be doing all up about it. But there's nothing like simulating your sport, like playing your sport.
Totally agree.
Especially in the finals.
All right, so you had picked the Raptors over the Bucks, and you look like you're about to be right. would you then pick the Raptors over a no KD Golden State?
No, I still have Golden State from a standpoint of they've been there and they've done that. I mean, obviously Kawhi is battle tested, Danny Green's battle tested. Serge has been to the finals.
Gasol's
been to the Western Finals. He's a vet, but like I said, you got Steph, you got Clay, you got Draymond playing out of this world, you got Andre doing what he does, and then they have the bench playing at a special level, considering the bench hasn't really been a part of their rotation this season.
Right.
You know, so the confidence I think that Steve Kerr's put them, and then you heard Draymond talking to Jordan Bell after that missed dunk. You want to encourage your guys knowing that you're going to need them at some point, and they finally come to that point, and hats off to the whole bench. Looney's been playing well. You know, Quinn Cook has been doing his thing. Jordan Bell, everyone's come in and been ready to play, and that's been huge. But you can't, Golden State still has the big three. It's hard for me outside of, you know, Siakam is inconsistent. Kyle Lowry's been playing very well in the playoffs, but who is the consistent number 2 for Toronto? You can't consistently name that player.
What about Iggy's injury? You know, he didn't play that last.
It's gonna be tough. Like I said, it's gonna be that is the only thing I see that can hold them back, is just not having their guys. You know, obviously I said even if Boogie comes back, he's been out a month, hasn't been to the finals. What's his win like? What's he gonna give you? If KD comes back or not, I doubt he comes back. The Andre Iguodala injury is kind of a little worrisome, but I still got Golden State.
So Seth Curry said, going back a week or so ago, they're not better without Kevin Durant, but they are harder to guard without Kevin.
I agree.
Do you buy?
I agree from a standpoint of the ball moves around more. And I think when KD is in there, it moves around more, but they know when they get a bucket, they can just throw it to KD wherever he's at and he's going to get it. So to me, when the ball's flying around, you have to hold everyone accountable, because you got Andre over there hitting threes in the corner. You got Draymond hitting threes at the top of the key. You got Quinn. So when it's, you know, like I said, when KD is in there, like I said, they're a better team with him, but I think the ball snaps and moves more when he's not in there, so everyone else is accountable. But like I said, when you're throwing it, it's not like Kevin's not efficient. He's very efficient. Not like he's selfish. He's very unselfish. But you just know that you can throw him the ball and it'll slow everything down. He's going to get a bucket for you. And right now, they're all moving around and playing off their actions.
This is what makes it so hard, Skip, to win so many finals in a row. You see the injuries start to creep up.
They do.
You see
Iggy's an older player, too.
Older player, but this is his 5th time here. This is KD's 3rd time here. So not only are you playing more games in the regular season, now you got to win 16 games. But how many do you have to play in order to win those 16? So
I think Clay said it too yesterday or the day before. Like, they've been fortunate enough to play a lot of teams when they've been hurt in the finals, other teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now it's kind of their time coming around, so no one's going to feel sorry for them.
Okay, so are you saying they would beat Toronto more easily if they had Kevin Durant?
I think Kevin's a cheat code. You know what I mean? He's like one of those creative players you make on the video game. So he's someone that's going to, you know, it possibly could have been 4 or 5 games with him. I think this may be a grind, but you never know, because Golden State can get hot and blow anyone out of the water with the guys they have.
We just saw it.
I think they were a great team before KD. KD just makes them
a dynasty.
Unbeatable.
Made him a dynasty.
Yes.
Made him a dynasty.
Because you know what's going to happen. They were done. Old King James and Kyrie were going to take that thing.
Take it all apart?
That's why Draymond called him.
Really?
Yeah. And then called him something else earlier in this year, too.
He sure did.
Couple things. Matt, thank you for joining
Look at
us
that.
today.
Matt
knows. Well, Kawhi will play the Greek Freak again tomorrow night. We'll go there next.